Hello and welcome. Today we've got something simple for you. So sit down, take a round, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to a video to a 101 class that has been coming for a long time now. People have been asking me to do this class for well over 2 years now. And finally, with the impending movie coming out, I decided, hey, why not? Let's do it. Let's get people informed. Let's invite people into the class, into the classroom with Professor DCompose here. Yes, it's time for Mr. Snick Snick. The blades come out. Wolverine. Yes, your Wolverine 101 class is about to begin. So, follow me, don't follow me. I've got my spine. I've got my orange crush. So, sit down, stick around, and enjoy. Now, before we get into the whole itty-gritty of Wolverine's origin, Wolverine's origin is a little convoluted. They always try to explain something new about his origin or something different and all that. And, you know, it kind of tends to get a little confusing and all that. So, you know what? I'm going to go by the origin that I think is accurate, that I think how it happened, what I believe to be the truth. And that's about it. Some people might nitpick this. I might say, oh, well, this happened, or, no, that's not true because of this, and this alternate universe, this said this, and that. You know what I mean? Now, I don't want this turning into any kind of a Zorn review. Therefore, we're going to keep it simple, keep it basic. Wolverine is pretty much a Canadian character who came onto the scene in Incredible Hulk number 181, his first full appearance, sent by the Canadian forces in order to stop the Incredible Hulk. He was a super soldier, developed by a program called Weapon X. So, what we know about him is he has these claws that come out of his hands, and they're metallic. And, yeah, it's kind of a baddish attitude, you know, badass attitude. And we don't really know much more about him than that. Later on, after his first inception into the Incredible Hulk, his cameo was in 180, his full appearance was in 181, and then 182 he briefly made an appearance in the beginning. After this first introduction of Wolverine, he joins the X-Men in the new X-Men team in Giant Size X-Men number 1. And then we start to see more of Wolverine, learn more about him, and slowly this character begins to, in the Marvel Universe, is still like just kind of like a renegade, an anti-hero. But he starts to, in the real world here, he starts to build as something big, as one of Marvel Comics' iconic characters. His origin is, it's pretty neat, I guess. What it is he is, when he's born and all that, when he's a boy, he realizes he has a healing factor, which means that if he gets injured, he can heal himself a lot quicker than any normal human can. He also has some capabilities that are kind of animalistic, as in like tracking, sense of smell, and all that. And the most notable thing that he has is the fact that he can come out of his hands. Some people may disagree with the fact that they're bones in the beginning. What Weapon X does, the program, they get Wolverine, whose real name is Logan. They bring him in and basically want to create a super soldier with him. So they bond his body, his bone, through this indestructible metal called adamantium. So what happens next? Wolverine becomes kind of like a loose cannon and decides to leave Weapon X and then do his own thing, join the X-Men and all that wonderful stuff. The reason why we know that Wolverine actually had bone underneath the metallic parts is that actually in the X-Men number 25, Magneto removes the metal from Wolverine. in which then you kind of see it's just bone underneath, which is just kind of cool, and it makes a lot of sense in that retrospect that they would have bonded the metal to him, you know what I mean, and the metal would come out because it's affixed to his bones. Wolverine, even though he was on the X-Men team, you know he helped them out and all that, there was always a little bit of a skirmish between him and Cyclops because Wolverine always had a crush on Jean Grey. Well, can you blame him? I mean, redheads. Redheads are awesome. Look at me. Can you blame him? Frig, I'd want a redhead too if I wasn't one. Anyways, so yeah, so he kind of always had a thing for her, for Jean Grey. Wolverine will go in and out of the X-Men here and there. He'll leave, he'll come back. He'll leave, he'll come back. He'll join other factions. He'll join the New Avengers. He'll join a whole bunch of different stuff. He'll do, do his own thing sometimes, and sometimes he'll come back to the X-Men. Definitely as also a part of Weapon X. Some other characters that were created in the Weapon X project were characters like Deadpool, X-23, and the most important character, probably to Wolverine, his arch nemesis, Sabretooth, who kind of possesses the same powers as Wolverine in the sense of the healing and the tracking and all that stuff, but it's pretty much more like of a monster than anything else. Also part of the Weapon X team, and definitely became Wolverine's sworn enemy. They first clash in the Uncanny X-Men, although then later on in Wolverine number 10, as we see here, we actually go back and see that they met before all that, before actually going through the process of Weapon X. They are actually fighting a long time before that, in the middle of the Canadian woods, which is awesome, because I'm in Canada. Wolverine's Canadian, man. That's pretty neat. So overall, during the years, we're subjected to a lot of Wolverine, a lot of the origin stuff, a lot of different timelines, but all in all, in retrospect, I mean, the best origin for him that the one that makes most sense to me is just the fact that he was a kid, like I said, with the claws, with the senses, with the healing, joined up with the Weapon X program. They gave him the metal. He went a little AWOL, didn't like what they were doing, left, joined the good guys, and then here we are now. Wolverine's best battles naturally were against Sabretooth, because it's always the best battles when your hero is going against his arch rival. It always makes for the best stories, and in Wolverine's case, it is no exception. The Wolverine character basically developed. I don't think Marvel had any idea this character would catch on like it did. Sometimes I feel he's a little overrated. But I mean, he has the sales and the merchandising and everything else to kind of back that up. So, I mean, by me saying he's overrated, to me he maybe is, but to thousands and millions of fans, he's not. So, definitely still a cool character. Hugh Jackman has done a great job of playing the role thus far. Looking forward to the Origins movie, which is actually apparently available online right now for download, and I refuse to download it because I'd like to see the movie in theaters. Yeah, and I don't want to watch a movie that's A, not finished as a work print, and B, missing some scenes, 16 minutes of footage. So, Wolverine is pretty much one of the biggest characters in the Marvel Universe as per us. In the Marvel Universe, he's like a fairly small pawn, but in the real universe, everybody loves him. So, yeah. Apparently Wolverine is actually tops a lot of lists as a #1 most liked character in all of comics and stuff like that, and I still don't know why exactly. I mean, I don't mind the guy, but I mean, come on. For me, Spider-Man's at the top of that list. But hey, who am I to argue? If you got 1,000 people who say he's the best and one Kevin that says he's not, who's gonna win? So anyways, that's about it for my Wolverine 101 class. I've hoped you've enjoyed it. Now, I haven't gone into full details about everything that's gone in his life, because like I said, his origins basically get convoluted a lot. One thing about him, though, as well, that I forgot to mention is he ages very slowly because of his healing factor. So he's been around for a long time. He's fought in a lot of different wars, Vietnam and our stuff, and yeah, he still looks young. Maybe he uses oil of Olay, possibly twice a day, for fine lines are visibly reduced. Skin becomes soft and smooth. What's your secret, Miss Patendry? Bugsy Brown. Wow. Oil of Olay, twice a day. Don't forget to go watch Wolverine Origins when it appears in theaters in May. Till next time, guys. Later.